Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about new concerns over a new rule that's coming into play in Monaco, as well as a new statement from McLaren. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with the new rule coming into play in Monaco. Now, as we know, Monaco hasn't been a good track for overtaking. You know, it's such a narrow circuit and it is very difficult to pass. And on top of that, it's usually only a one-stop race, and it's very predictable what teams are going to do in terms of strategy, and combine that with not a lot of overtaking, if any, it's not the most exciting race on the calendar. As a result, a new rule is coming into play this weekend, with the FIA World Motorsport Council announcing in February that 2 pit stops will be mandatory for the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix, and this means drivers must use 3 sets of tyres during the Grand Prix, with a minimum of 2 different tyre compounds if it doesn't rain. But McLaren team boss Andrea Stella and Ferrari team boss Frederic Vasseur have raised some early concerns about this new rule. I mean, both have praised Formula 1 and the FIA for being open to experimentation, but Stella said, "In itself, I think it's interesting. After the race we had last year, a little bit of change is an interesting aspect. I welcome this kind of changes. I think it will be more tricky in wet conditions. So for dry conditions, I think it's just interesting. For wet, could create some situations that may be a little awkward, but we look forward to it." And Vasseur wondered if the size of the pit lane might cause a little chaos, particularly in the event of an early safety car in the race. And Vasseur said, as quoted by Planet F1, "That strategy in Monaco, it's very difficult because it's also driven by the safety car, and so it would be 2 times more difficult for this. The downside could be that if you have an early safety car, that I think everybody will jump into the pit lane, and the pit lane is very narrow. It can be an issue." Now, these are all valid concerns, but I'm all for the mandatory 2 stops. You know, as I said, the race isn't the most exciting on the calendar. It's quite predictable what teams will do, so having a mandatory 2 stops could make it more exciting. But let's move on to a new comment made by McLaren team principal Stella, who has stated it is good news for his team if rival squads continue to make allegations over the legality of its car. Now, as we know, McLaren have had the best car in 2025, and they've been particularly excellent when it comes to looking after the tyres and keeping the tyre temperatures under control. And their rise has been pretty incredible. I mean, you look at the start of the 2023 season, and they were arguably the slowest team on the grid. And now in 2025, you know, they're fighting for the World Championship off the back of winning the World Championship, the Constructors' World Championship in 2024. But its rise to the front of the F1 pecking order has come with some scrutiny from rival squads. I mean, allegations have included flexing wings and the use of water to cool its tyres. And as we know, ahead of the Imola Grand Prix, the FIA issued new technical directives, among them being a publishing of correspondence that had taken place between Red Bull and the FIA technical department about some tyre cooling ideas. And the race say that this technical directive includes a host of questions from Red Bull about design ideas and procedures relating to tyre cooling, plus some responses from the FIA on what it thinks is and is not allowed. But McLaren has always been cleared of any wrongdoing by the FIA, and Stella outlined his hope that the accusations will continue into the future to ensure McLaren's rivals keep focusing on the wrong things. Stella told Racing News 365, "For us, it's good news when our rivals get their focus, rather than on themselves, onto some of the aspects that allegedly are present in our car, and that effectively are not even present. And certainly, even if they were, let's say flexy wings like a front wing deflection, like everyone else, it has nothing to do with the reason why McLaren is very competitive. So I hope in the future there will be more of these kinds of sagas, because it means that our rivals keep focusing on the wrong things, and this, for us, is just good news. It's just helping our quest." But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.